Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and I am utterly outraged at what is going on in the mainstream media over the past couple of days. As some of you are now aware, the New York Times put out an op-ed piece completely bashing and discrediting the President of the United States of America, who has done everything thus far to bring America back to America and make America great again. Well, the op-ed piece was supposedly written by a senior official in the White House, and if it was, well, that's to be determined because the letter is completely anonymous and doesn't name an actual source. Case in point, could have been written by someone at the New York Times or an actual White House official. I guess time will tell, or never tell for that matter, but in the end, this op-ed piece actually proves that they are pushing and have a coup planned against the President of the United States of America, something that I have stated all along. They really need to protect Trump right now because he is trying to save this country. And let me be blunt with a lot of people out there. If Trump wasn't trying to get rid of globalism here in America and focus on American policies, then he wouldn't have this much of attack. And the people that support him wouldn't be being silenced. We are all the time by Facebook, by Twitter, by multiple other outlets. Massive censorship, even many in Congress, as I revealed in my report yesterday, are attempting to silence us. Real quick, with all the turmoil that is going on with Trump, I just want to say now is the time to support the president. This is why I've encouraged NobleGold, and they've made a Trump coin that shows a lot of his accomplishments on the back. So I encourage you, please check out Trump Coin 2020 and get your memorabilia today and use the code LISA to get $5 off. Well, back to the broadcast. Well, let's go straight to this op-ed piece. I'm going to throw it up next to me here, but it's New York Times, and it was put out September 5th, just the other day. And it's titled, "I am part of the resistance inside the Trump administration. I work for the president, but like-minded colleagues and I have vowed to thwart parts of his agenda and his worst inclinations." Where does that vowing come from? Let me take you straight back to Democracy Matters, right? This was put out, the Strategic Plan for America, put out by none other than Media Matters, David Barak, who's a leftist progressive socialist. And in that report on very page 1, here's what it says. Trump has the legal authority, but we have the moral authority and the moral responsibility to oppose him. It goes on, we will fight every day against Trump, they're specifically referencing. It says, we are going to resist the normalization of Donald Trump, his every conflict of interest, his every bit of cryonism, his every move towards authoritarianism, his every subversion of our democratic system and principles, his every radical departure from foreign and domestic policy norms. This is something that David Barak has pushed through and through, and now we have this echoed in a New York Times op-ed. Again, he says, we vow to thwart parts of the agenda and Trump's worst inclinations. This is where they got it from. This is part of the plan. And by the way, Democracy Matters, if you guys didn't see that report, they are paying hundreds of thousands of people to troll the internet, attack Trump supporters, and attack Trump himself. I guarantee you there is a motive here. But in that op-ed, New York Times puts a little disclaimer. They say the Times today is taking a rare step, not a rare, right, but whatever, of publishing an anonymous op-ed essay. We have done so at the request of the author, a senior official in the Trump administration whose identity is known to us, but no one else, right? And whose job would be jeopardized by its disclosure. We believe publishing this essay anonymously is the only way to develop deliver an important message to our readers. You mean like fake news, New York Times? Yeah. Now I'm just going to skim this because it's going to take a long time for me to read it verbatim, but it basically goes on to say that the country is bitterly divided over Trump's leadership. The dilemma, which he does not fully grasp, talking about the president, is that many of the senior officials in his own administration, this is huge, are working diligently from within to frustrate parts of his agenda and worst inclinations. That right there is your admission, saying his own organization is working from within against him. That's a very hint at coup and coup movement within the presidency. Huge statement there. And then he goes on to say that I am one of them. I am one of the people working against the president diligently to make him frustrated and knock him off course. And what is the course they likely want to push him in? Progressive socialist, international socialism. We don't want that. It always leads to a poor enslaved mass. They are truly looking for a plantation slave labor here in America, not by color, but by every person in America working for them and under them. I've had enough. But it goes on in this report, to be clear, ours is not the popular resistance of the left. Yes, it is. Okay, we want the administration to succeed. No, they don't. And think that many of his policies have already made America safer and more prosperous. They're not caring about America. They want globalism. They want a global order. They don't care about America. Thankfully, we got one president right now who actually does. This is why Trump appointees, he goes on, have vowed to do what we can to preserve our democratic institution while thwarting Mr. Trump's more misguided impulses until he is out of office. They're going to thwart what he has to do, and they vow to do it. It goes on. President Trump shows a preference for autocrats and dictators such as Vladimir Putin of Russia and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. What on earth is wrong with these people? So what was wrong with what President Trump did with North Korea? He actually calmed down the waters with North Korea. Hey, North Korea sent our troops' bodies home. Was that bad that they sent bodies of fallen Americans back here to America? My goodness. And you're going to tell me that he is in league with him? As a result of that, get over yourself. He helped get that denuclearization talk started with Kim Jong-un, something no president before him can do, and also helped calm down Russia's Vladimir Putin because the Democratic left is attempting to start a war with Russia. Trump knows that, and he's calming down the waters. I am just irate at where this is going because they're ultimately feeding the masses lies. Just straight up lies. It goes on to also say there were early whispers within the cabinet of invoking the 25th Amendment against the President of the United States. They want to remove him. So it goes on, we will do what we can to steer the administration in the right direction, one way or the other. It's over. What is that? Some kind of threat against the president one way or the other? That draws a very thin line. Someone should be going to jail over this. Trump has increased jobs here in America. He's brought up the Dow. He's brought more of America back to America. He's not going on an apology tour. He took money out of the United Nations. He got rid of a lot of the devious trade deals. And now he's one of the lone wolves standing against the censorship of conservatives. There's a major attack on anyone that's conservatives. Think of what's happening now with the Supreme Court pick, Kavanaugh. He's being attacked just because he's a conservative. Let me show you this. Fox News today, Senator Booker releases secret Kavanaugh emails in defiance of the Senate rules, drawing GOP condemnation. It goes on. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker injected chaos into Judge Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court confirmation hearing Thursday by releasing confidential emails of Kavanaugh with the backing of fellow Democrats in violation of Senate rules, calling it an act of civil disobedience and drawing condemnation from the Republicans on the committee. He goes on to say, I'm going to release the email about racial profiling. Okay, everything's about racial with them because they have no other things. And I understand that the penalty comes with potential ousting from the Senate, Booker said. Now, the emails that he released go all the way back to September 11th. If that tells you anything, we have to go to a time when our country was being attacked by Al-Qaeda and, so much more than that, as we know, inside job. But anyway, we had to go all the way back to those emails to actually make something out of nothing in all reality. But the only reason Cory Booker did that to Kavanaugh, he broke the law. And he needs to go to jail for that. And he needs to be taken off his Senate seat. But the only reason he did that is because Kavanaugh is a conservative and he doesn't like his views. Since when has it become a crime to be a conservative? I don't care if you're a conservative or a liberal. Neither are a crime. But that's what's being pushed by the mainstream media. Let's take it a step further while we're on Kavanaugh. How about paid protesters? Check out this report. This is on InfoWars. Texas doctor says they saw Kavanaugh protesters being paid off before their hearing. Now you can see on that image there, the woman who was later arrested being given cash by someone working in a Democratic organization there. Tell me there isn't an agenda here. New York Times writes a letter, an op-ed attacking the president, claiming everything in coup form. Then they go attack the hearing of Kavanaugh. Pay people to protest. Here we have pictures showing paid protesters, the exact people who protested the meeting. Then we have Democracy Matters, the report that I showed you guys that proves that they are paying people. It's further on in that report. Go to Democracy Matters, Lisa Haven. I actually show you the quote there. They're paid. There's the proof. There's the document. There is absolutely something going on. And I believe Trump is fighting for this country. And I am scared of what's going to happen in November. Because look, if we start voting these Democrats in, our vote then, if they become in power, and they're not Democrats. Republicans are far from being original Republicans now anyway, but so are the Democrats. They're international socialists. They're about globalism and control and a plantation ship. And I wish I was joking. When you put everybody on a welfare state and offer money to all, the end result is Venezuela. That's it. The end result is a poor class and a very wealthy class. I don't want that. And people are getting elected, like in California, the socialist gal. I don't even want to utter her name, and then another one up. Look up socialism and see the repercussions it really has. Anyhow, I kind of ranted, but thanks again for tuning into my channel. And if you like what you heard, please subscribe to the channel. Well, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.